In this video, I'm going to tell you why the red pill is not MGTOW. It's not the same thing. I've had a recent experience of being on two YouTube channels. Okay, one of them was TFN, okay, and one of them was Entrepreneurs in Cars, and these are different things. Both of them profess to be red pill, okay, but one of them is guiding men down the wrong path. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence, how to get the physique you want, how to get the girls you want, and how to go from the victim mindset to the bulldog mindset. It's kind of funny. A lot of MGTOW guys always, check out my videos, and they comment some bullshit in the comment section, and they're like, "Oh, you're going to teach me how to be a man." And that's the first comment they give me, which is quite interesting because have you looked around society today? Do men not need to be taught how to be men? It's not just automatic that you become a man. I think this is what a lot of people don't understand. You have to work for that shit. You have to actually earn it. It takes something. In old tribal societies, there was a rites of initiation where boys would become men and they were guided by elders to become men, to going through some trial or something that would actually bring that about. There's no shame in it. I had to learn it. I didn't know, okay? I had to learn it. You may have heard of the red pill, and a lot of people are also complaining, saying, "Oh, the red pill just means truth." Yeah, but within the manosphere is where the term basically was originated as far as the common use of it today. And what the red pill means, it's just the essential truth about the nature of women and the biology of women. That's it. Evolutionary biology, okay? It's just what tactics, what can you expect, right? You have to understand not only, the negative, but some of the positive and just the facts of the situation. To understand red pill truth, to be red pilled, okay, it means nothing more than just seeing the reality, the clear reality of what it is and how women are and how they behave. There's no negativity attached to that by itself. If you're red pilled, it doesn't mean that you hate women. It doesn't mean that you even associate some of these things as negative, right? Hypergamy, it's just a biological evolutionary fact. The way that women act, maybe being more on the emotional side, part of the feminine, is just a fact of nature. It's not good or bad. When I teach you guys stuff about this, I want you to understand, to be aware of the situation, to be aware of what to watch out for, to be aware, like you should know, for example, a red pill truth is that women prefer bad boys rather than nice guys. People warp this. Again, the MGTOW says, "Oh, they're only interested in assholes that treat them like shit." Well, there may be some truth to the fact that a woman would probably actually be more sexually attracted to someone who acted like an asshole and treated them like shit than someone who was a super nice guy bringing them flowers and being a pussy. Well, there may be some truth to that statement. That's not why women prefer those guys. It's because they're assertive and dominant, and they have the capacity of violence. It's because they know what they want, and they're not afraid of other people, and they're not afraid to go out and go for it. Those are not negative things, except that what comes along is, or what happens with a lot of what would be red pill truths, is that the MGTOW guys, unfortunately, they take all these red pill truths and they twist them and they make them into the negative. For one, bitterness does not help you. And second of all, it's a perspective. Let's say that you're playing a game, a board game of some sort, and the rules are set up in such a way that you are clearly disadvantaged. You can be upset about that and angry, and you can whine about how the rules are disadvantaging you, okay? Or you can realize that that's what the rules are, learn as much as possible about those rules, realize that it's just the way that it is, that there's no particular person or malice towards you, and then you can study those rules and strategize how you can best have your best play at the game, even though the rules are technically stacked against you. I know the deck is stacked against you, right? A lot of people complained about me on the opposite side. A lot of feminists hate me, okay, because I don't promote diversity and all this bullshit. I know the deck is stacked against you, whoever you are. In some ways, the deck is stacked against me. In some ways, it's stacked against you, depending on what you're trying to do in life. Okay, if I went to Japan and I wanted to like be successful in Japan, the deck would be stacked against me because they don't really like foreigners that much. The red pill philosophy just states the facts, and then it leaves it up to you as a man to decide what to do with those facts. The MGTOW, unfortunately, as a community, okay, not as an ideology. As an ideology, it makes sense. But as a community, what's happened, what's evolved here, and it has become a movement. It's supposed to be a philosophy, but it's become a movement, as you can see, is that they've twisted all these ideas. They've taken these truths and they've turned them into the negative. You take the ones, like I said, about the nice guy versus bad boy. You take hypergamy, and they say, oh, well, you know, that's just like, women are just like that. It's horrible. They have no ethics. They're sluts, you know, all these things. And they say, you know, back in the day when there was a patriarchy and we could force women to do what we wanted, then things were better and they didn't do these things, and before there was Tinder and all this shit. Not true. Yes, somewhat true, but the real red pill truth of it is that this always existed. It's biological, evolutionary biology is what dictated these attributes. That's why I talk about anger being a bad thing, is it just biases you. It just makes you make irrational actions. Okay? The more of a man you are, the more rational actions you make, which means controlling your emotions. Doesn't mean you don't even have them. It just means that you're able to control them, that the anger never surfaces, that you quell that shit quickly, and that you are objective enough to realize that it doesn't matter. Like, getting angry doesn't actually change it. And now I can see objectively how you can interpret a lot of these facts and information, and it can be a shock to you if you lived in this blue pill world and you thought that everything was a Disney fairy tale fantasy. But if you take these truths and you say, okay, I can accept these things. This is just how it is. I'm glad I understand what reality is now. And now you live your life not in anger, not in bitterness, not in fear, not in any of these things. But you say, okay, based on what I know, I'm going to make the smartest possible moves. That is, to me, the red pill. It's just self-defeating. It's, you know, attacking anyone who's an outsider. These are not the kind of environment, it's not the kind of environment that's conducive to becoming your best self, right? A lot of these guys are justifying making a small amount of money and literally fucking sex dolls. Like, literally, that is the sponsor for Turd Flinging Monkey. I mean, if you watch the guy, I understand he's got some good points and he makes some sense, but he has no economic ability. His sense doesn't make any fucking sense, okay? You should look for people that are being successful and emulate them and try to be around those people. And the reason why, again, the biggest reason why I consider MGTOW to be dangerous, okay, and not good for men, and why I keep on fighting against it, despite fucking death threats, despite the fucking, I mean, you should see my inbox and the shit that I get. You are a product of your environment. Yes, you are, I am, okay? If you are around a bunch of these MGTOW guys, not all of them, okay, but unfortunately, the ones that tend to gather together on the internet tend to be these type of people that are totally negative, that aren't accomplishing much in their life, have no fucking real ambitions, that aren't going out in the real world and dealing with and talking to women, but they're calling them names, and they're basically just spending so much time finding so much stuff to be angry and hateful about. If you're around those kind of people, you will become it, and it will take you down, and you will become less successful in life. The biggest hack that I ever found in life, when I started to become successful in business, in fitness, in life, it was by far because I found the right group of people to hang around with. I stopped hanging around with the losers, and I started interacting with and hanging around other entrepreneurs that were successful. You are a product of your environment. If you sit there, and even if you're not so jaded, you will become jaded. You can't help it. I'm not going to argue with you if you're going to be like, oh no, they're right about all this shit. Fine, they're right. The world is a dystopian place. It's horrible. Women are horrible. Fuck them. All of that shit. Fine, they're right. Still, do you want to be in an environment where people dwell on that and they make their prison worse than it is? I don't. It's not going to help you. It's going to hurt you. If you want to be in an environment of actual fucking bulldogs who actually care about helping each other, there is a link below to check out the Bulldog membership. Okay, I have a specific membership that you can get access to the right group of people, and that is what's really going to help you to achieve what you want in life. All right, guys, if you're not a loser, subscribe.